Hi everyone. So I'm feeling pulled to do another collective energy reading, and I think the biggest reasons why I'm feeling pulled to do it is because tomorrow we have a lot of shifts happening, like a lot of transits are happening. Venus goes direct, so today's the 15th, and I'm going to do an energy reading for the weekend, and then I'll do another energy reading next week because this energy is actually going to last for a while. The stuff that I'm going to talk about. And so right now there's kind of this buildup that's going on, and I've noticed it specifically yesterday and today, like more so than anything else. It's a very magical, literally, that's why I have my unicorn out and I have my llama. It's actually a llamacorn. I'm sorry, my hair it says llamacorn on it. Anyway, it says llamacorn at the bottom of my shirt, but it's a really magical time right now. But people I've noticed are kind of going haywire. And more so, it's like fixed signs are really, really, really going haywire. But, because all of this energy, all of this movement, all of this stuff that's going on, like fixed signs don't like that. So let's see what happens this weekend. Let's see how things are going to go, and maybe if we can get any advice from Spirit on how to react to it, or be a little proactive towards it. Because the very beginning of these shifts are probably a little bit stronger because it smooths out as we go along, right? So like Venus is going to go direct in Libra. Yay! I love Venus in Libra because Venus rules Libra, right? Mercury goes retrograde in Sagittarius. And Mercury being in Sagittarius has been kind of a fast-paced thing anyways. So it going retrograde, I feel like this is going to be a really good time for us to kind of do like a final purge, because it goes direct again like December 2nd. It'll go direct in Scorpio, December 2nd. And move back through Sagittarius again, right? It'll move back into Sagittarius on like the 6th of December or something like that. I don't know those dates for sure. If somebody wants to tell me whether I'm right or wrong, that's fine. I'm not going to get upset if somebody's like, no, you were wrong about these dates, whatever. I'm not like, I know just enough astrology to do damage. So that's, I'm not an astrologer. I love the stars, and I'm still learning about a lot of things. So if I say something wrong, there's probably a reason behind it. And we also have the North Node moving into Cancer. And I do want to mention that we have the Gemini full moon next Thursday on November 22nd. So even though I'm not reading for that time, I'll actually read for next week, probably on Monday or Tuesday, just to kind of get like an update on energy. And I think that I kind of am getting this pull to do like a regular collective reading. This isn't going to be by sign. It's going to be totally general. If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe it'll resonate later on, because like I said, this energy will be lasting for quite some time because, of all these like Cancer move, or the North Node moving into Cancer, that's almost a 2-year transit. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you're feeling really like you're supposed to be doing a lot of things right now and everything's really chaotic and you're not really sure what to do, or if you're like, I have had so many people contact me this morning, like friends and family. Everybody's kind of losing their minds, and they're like, when is this going to happen? I'll get 6 text messages in a row from someone within like a 1 minute period because they just don't even know what to do with themselves. Right. And I'm kind of like looking at it from the sidelines, just like, I'm not laughing at people because some people are like really having a difficult time with this energy right now. But it's kind of humorous to me because as I am mostly mutable in my chart. So I like the fast paced energy. I like when things shift. I like how, all of this, when we get like the really heavy energies, that's what kills me, because my very like mutable fast nature anyways wants to constantly be doing something all the time. And so when I'm like, I can't stand that. That drives me more crazy than anything else, right? And you can tell, like, even this energy is affecting me. I'm talking with my hands a lot, and right? Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius and then moving into Scorpio, back into Scorpio, is going to be an opportunity for us to, like, purge the last of 2018. So I don't want everybody, like, it kind of like what I said on the last video that I did. I don't want everybody to, like, cringe and be like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, Like, don't do the psychosomatic thing that Mercury retrograde is going to be terrible. We've already been in the shadow period. If you're not feeling the effects of it going retrograde completely yet, it's okay. Like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. All right? So let's get into the cards and see what, when I get this onslaught of text messages or phone calls or, DMs or, something like that from a whole bunch of different people, like literally in a week's time, everybody's like all up in just like crazy mode right now. Crazy mode. And when this all happens, I can always tell that it's time for a reading. Like, it's like, okay, it's time for us to just like relax and let's figure out what Spirit wants us to do with this energy instead of being really chaotic and losing our minds, right? And what does Spirit want us to do with this energy? So we have listen, which is, my head itches, which is the High Priestess. Oh, by the way, if you're waiting on a personal reading from me, they are coming. Thank you for all of the patience for everybody that has gotten personal readings and that I had to put off while I was sick. They are all coming, I promise. I promise. So we have listen, which is the High Priestess in the traditional tarot. And we have well-deserved reward, which is the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is being independent and abundant, right? It's a very independent card. It's a very, I feel like this weekend, it's time for you to get quiet, right? Get quiet, like we talked about earlier this week. Get quiet and focus on what you've been building. What you've been building up until now. Because I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles here, the next step is the Ten of Pentacles. But it's almost like there are, like I said, with Mercury retrograde, there are some things that need to still be purged out of your life or out of your space. Or, hell, it could just be like material items. Like maybe you need to organize yourself and like do a garage sale or, whatever, right? Now is the time to, like I said, it's a magical time. It's time to get quiet and it's time to really evaluate where you are independently as a person and not worry so much about how everybody else is coming at you. Because, and even if you've been in like hermit mode for a while, I know a lot of people are just kind of like staying to themselves and not really wanting to go out and be social or anything like that. And I kind of feel like that's what this vibe is for this weekend too. Like maybe not go out so much this weekend, but kind of like sit with yourself, but not be in hermit mode where you're just kind of like laying around and not doing anything. I feel like it's final inventory. This weekend is for final inventory. And whether that's inventory within yourself, whether that's inventory with the people in your life, whether that's inventory with the material things in your life, your job, whatever, pick an element, right? People, place, things, feelings. Pick an element. And do the inventory. Because you want to get to that Ten of Cups. You want to be able to, the Ten of Cups, yes, but also the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is having that family environment and having the people around you that you love and having that stability and having the effect of getting there, right? But if you're cluttered and you don't have enough space in your life right now, because if you really think about it, if you're single, if you are a single person and you don't have a family, or you don't have a significant other, or you don't have children, or, I mean, even if you do have children or a significant other, if you are trying to get to that 10 of Pentacles status where you have that family and you're stable in your own mindset, and it's been really, really tough to get there, and it's been a really, really difficult year for you to get to that point, what is it that you're still holding on to that is blocking you from that last pentacle from coming in? Right? And we kind of talked about that too. What are the things that are blocking you? That's a big question for everyone. What are the things that are blocking you? So the Sun card just flew out. It's time to get clear. It's time for some clarity in your life. And I think that when this listening and the well-deserved reward, I do feel like it's inventory time. It's time to start counting all of your pentacles, if you will, right? So we have the Sun and the Seven of Cups. It's time to break through the illusion. And if you look at the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups is based at night, right? So it's time to bust through the illusion. It's time to bust through the darkness with some clarity. And if you're feeling all sorts of chaotic, or you're really sitting in your feels and you don't really know what direction to go next, or like everybody's driving you insane. And like I said, I love it when, I mean, yes, it was kind of overwhelming to have so many people like need me this morning, or like throughout the day. Like I didn't get anything done. I didn't get anything done for the first half of the day because I was like working with with all of my personal people in my life. But it was, you know, it got to the point to where I just kind of had to laugh a little and be like, man, what is it? And then I thought, oh, that's right. We have so much going on tomorrow. So much going on tomorrow. So, wow, okay. I love this. And there are a lot of closing of cycles. That's what this energy is going to do. You know, when we have a full North Node shift, you know, we have to think about the South Node too. And the South Node is going into Capricorn. What's in Capricorn right now? Saturn and Pluto. Right? Karma, 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 karma. All sorts of karma. What does the South Node represent? Karma. Past lives. So now is the time for inventory sweeping, because all of the stuff that's going to happen to you in the next year to year and a half, and I will be adding in the North Node information when I do the 2019 readings, the general readings. So we'll discuss that even more in depth when it comes to signs later on. But in general, everybody's going to have some sort of karma, because like I almost want to start singing that Boy George song. You guys know what I'm talking about. Karma Chameleon? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to because I have a terrible singing voice. But, so we have strength. Why am I so giddy? Because I love how this energy makes me feel. And I'm just amused. I'm like the wallflower right now. I'm standing at the side of the wall and I'm watching everybody else like lose their minds. And going, I don't know what to do for you guys, so I'm just going to kind of stand here and wait till it passes, right? So we have the Strength card, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the World. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune and the World right next to each other. What did I say? Closing out karmic cycles. You guys, there's a lot of new beginnings coming out here, like that we're going to be starting, that we're going to be going into. And it all starts tomorrow. And Mercury retrograde is going to help you do that final sweep, right? Do the inventory like a Virgo would. The Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. That's what it represents. Do the inventory. Figure out what it is that's going to make your life stable, right? Because we have the Nine of Pentacles over here and the Eight of Pentacles over here. So you're feeling very, very independent with what you have, but there are still some really, really, like, there's a lot of confusion that's happening. And somebody has a lot of Leo energy right here, because we do have the Strength card. So this is going to take some inner strength from you. I feel like a lot of this could really be internal work. Even though we have pentacles here, some of you really might have like material things that you have to kind of deal with. But when I said this is going to be a magical time, it's going to be a magical time. But things aren't what they seem. Things aren't what they seem, right? So, deep breaths. Deep breaths. What is the clarity? What's the sun card? I feel like there's going to be a lot of light shown on what needs to be released, what needs to be cleared out. What illusions are you still holding on to? What are the things in your life that you just can't make sense of, but damn it, you're still there. You're still in it, right? Six of Wands on the Sun. All of this clarity is going to bring, like, the Six of Wands is all about victory. It's about recognition. It's about parades being thrown in your honor. I honestly don't think that that's going to happen. It could be that there could be some people out there that are like public figures, right? And the spotlight's going to kind of be on you. And I kind of feel like that if that's the case, if you are a public figure and the spotlight's on you, gather that inner strength, pull yourself together, because people are watching, right? People are, and people are watching like hawks right now. Like, I am not kidding you. Any like little mishap that I do on a video or something like that never fails. Someone's going to, that's why I was like, if you guys want to like correct me, go ahead and correct me. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Because being a Virgo, I actually like being corrected in a constructive way. Like, don't be mean about it. Don't be salty. Don't get rude. Which 99% of you are not rude to me. So thank you very much for that. But if you are really confused about things, but you're kind of in the public eye and the spotlight's on you this weekend, gather up that inner strength. Pull your, I almost want to say like literally pull your shit together. Because people will be nitpicking. People will be watching you very, very closely. So, and this is also being recognized. And I think that, a lot of people are in positions right now where the spotlight is on them, and maybe not in a really public kind of way, but like in the family. Like with today, like I said, and kind of the last 4 or 5, even when I was sick, like I was getting these text messages over and over and over again, like all the way until like midnight, people would be texting me, and everybody knows that I do not stay up late. So, so stop texting me at midnight, I guess. I don't know. But you're being recognized, and you're being recognized in a very good way. Like, you're being shown in a really, really good light. But if you're sitting in a spot of confusion because you're still working out karma from the past, see, like I said, karmic cycles, karmic retribution, 7 of Cups. So we have Justice and the 6 of Cups on the 7 of Cups. So if you're still dealing with karmic things from the past and you're still trying to balance things out in your life, and people are really, really recognizing you, don't jump down their throats, or, you know, don't be, my nose is still so runny. And thank you for everybody's advice on getting well. I'm doing everything that I possibly can. I've had a lot of advice come to me, but I mean, I'm a big girl and I know how to take care of myself. So thank you I really do appreciate everybody's concern in me getting well, but I am feeling better. Thank you. It's like the last remnants of it, and it's okay. Working through it, right? So, just like this, right? Like working through the karma, working through the illusions of all of it. And if things come up this weekend from the past that are like really confusing to you and you're trying to balance out that situation, I feel like the card, like Spirit is saying, draw on your inner strength, Really, really listen to what your guides are saying, what your inner voice is saying, what your gut is saying. What is this Strength card? Because people are watching you right now. People see you. Even if you're in hermit mode, people see you. And Sagittarius season is right around the corner. Speaking of Sagittarius season, the Sagittarius birthday special, I should have said this in the beginning, sorry. The Sagittarius birthday special starts today. I will put a link in the description box below for the reading where you can get $50 off the 1 hour live reading. It can either be FaceTime, Skype. You can even get it recorded if you have to. So it's $50 off using the code birthday, and it's on my website, and I will put all of that information in the description box below, okay? So that starts today, and it goes until December 31st. Cool? So speaking of Sagittarius, patience and inner strength. I feel like that's what this is. It's like if you have a lot of confusing things coming on, if you have a lot of stuff or a lot of people coming back from your past, and they're showing up in like ways, like I don't feel like it's a bad thing, but I feel like you need to make room. I feel like you need to make space, and you're called for patience and strength within this, right? There's a lot of fire energy going on right now, and having this Libra card right in the middle is like, I'm trying to balance out all this water and fire energy all at the same time. It's, you know, whatever that's happening. We're still in Scorpio season, but it feels very, very fiery. It feels very, very fiery. So, Eight of Pentacles, taking inventory, building something from a very solid foundation. Cleaning house, man. Cleaning house. And we have the Seven of Pentacles on the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you guys, I feel like some of you have been waiting for a really long time, or have been waiting for a while to be able to take stock of your life. Like that's exactly how I want to say it. So it's almost like you haven't had the chance. And I know that this weekend is like in the States, we have Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. And so if you're going to the store and all of that stuff, and you have to buy all the stuff to feed the family, and then you get home and your refrigerator is already completely full, I almost feel like this weekend, it feels like spring cleaning, right? It feels like spring cleaning. And like I said, and thank you very much for some people telling me about the whole New Year. Anyways, there were some comments on the last video, because I was like, it feels like it's a new year. It does. It feels like it's a brand new year already. And so now after we have that new year, the next thing that comes along is kind of the spring cleaning time. I know it's a couple months in after the new year, but I feel like a lot of people need to do some spring cleaning in their life. And I feel like you guys haven't really had the space or the time, or there's been like this lack of time or lack of energy or something to be able to do it. And I think this weekend's going to be a perfect time to do that, because all of a sudden you're going to have all of these people coming to you, needing you, or maybe people from the past are showing up. Maybe there are some more karmic lessons there are cycles ending. There are lessons wrapping up. There's really good fortune right behind all of these lessons wrapping up. But you need to make the space and the time in your life to remove things. Somebody asked me in a comment how to let go. And it's funny because it's like I'm not able to respond to all of the comments, but I do read them all. How do you let go? Or how do you know when it's time to let go? If it's not serving you anymore, if you are in an illusion, if you are miserable, if you don't even like waking up every morning, if you are in a place in your life where you're just like, I cannot catch a break, there are things that you need to let go of. Because something in your life is holding you back, and only you know what that something is. I can't tell you what that is. You could get a personal reading and we could figure it out, but I can't be the one that says, just like, if you're going to comment and say, well, I've been in a relationship with a narcissist for the last 6 years, what do I do? I mean, common sense, right? Like, obviously that relationship is no longer serving you. And until you let go and release it, that narcissist is going to keep on being in your life, right? So, because it's really hard to get rid of narcissists sometimes. They like themselves. Wheel of Fortune. What is this Wheel of Fortune? Yeah. See? Shifting, shifting. 10 of Cups on the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, how could it get any better? And I did mention the 10 of Cups before when I was talking about the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting how that happens, right? So the whole point of you cleaning house, the whole point of you taking inventory, the whole point of all of this patience and inner strength and things, karmic lessons coming back from the past that are kind of making things chaotic and sort of an illusion. Sorry, the focus is really, really weird. Okay. All of that, what is it? What is it for? Everything you've ever wanted. Why do we need to take stock? Why do we need to release things that are no longer serving us? Why do we need to let go? So you can get everything you've ever wanted. And if you don't think that this is possible, if you're sitting here and looking at me and saying, Betsy, all I do is have bad luck, nothing ever works for me, there's a reason why you feel like you always have bad luck. And the more you speak that into existence, the more bad luck you're going to get. When I see people comment on videos where they're like, no, I don't want that person to come back. I don't want blah, blah, blah. You know, that person's not welcome in my life. And, you know, he's such a narcissist. And why would I want him to come back? When I say things like this person's going to come back into your life in a reading. And I get these comments where people are very, very angry towards another individual. That's not releasing karma in a good way. That's actually making more, because your ego is driving that anger. And the more anger you build up inside of you, the more karma you're building up inside of you. And so what you have to do is come to peace. And if you have to take stock and take inventory of why is that particular part of that reading triggering you in that way and making you really angry. And this is just for a small amount of you. I'm not saying that everybody does this, but there are some people out there that are holding on to so much bitterness and anger and rage in their life and staying in relationships that are full of narcissism or full of hate or full of anger, you know, and they're doing it because they're staying in it out of security reasons, or they're staying in it because they feel guilty for leaving, or, you know, whatever the situation is, right? We all know why we stay in bad relationships. I've done it before too, but I've always been a person of really good boundaries. So eventually I'm like, oh yeah, no, cut. Can't do that anymore. But when we hold on to all of that bitterness and anger and rage, that we produce more. It's like a chain reaction. And right now is such a wonderful manifestation time. Right now, it's so magical. And I have to tell you, my cup actually says, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle. And I didn't even see that when I bought it, but it's so true. Like, don't ever let anyone else dull your sparkle. I don't care who it is, if it's a boss, or if it's a spouse, or if it's a friend. I don't know why you would have a friend that would dull your sparkle, but you have beautiful things coming for you. You have recognition. You have clarity. The confusion is something that you make when you don't stay grounded. It's something that you make when you hold on to bitter feelings or angry feelings, or, you know, why am I always the one that has to like sit here and watch everybody else be happy, but I'm always miserable? Stop being miserable. I know it sounds really easy for me to say that, and you're like, but that's easier said than done. How can I leave a relationship, this, and this? You never have to stay stuck in something. You never have to stay in one spot. Being stuck is an illusion also, right? And especially if you are dealing with past karmic relationships that you're not even in anymore, but you're bitter towards it, you don't have to be in that place. You don't have to be bitter. Even if they were horrible, horrible, horrible to you, they're not technically in your life anymore. And if they're horrible to you, but they are in your, I mean, I could go on. I could make all sorts of situations, different situations for everyone. You know, it could be an ex-spouse that you still have kids with, and that person does have to be in your life, but you don't have to let them affect you. I have 2 ex-spouses, right? I have 2 ex-spouses. My point, after rambling, sorry I got on my soapbox. I just can't with this reading. It's amazing. And this was my whole point, that this energy that we have right now, this ramping up energy, all of this stuff that's going on, all of the things that are coming up inside of you that you just want to explode about. We have the Lover's card on the World. So many new beginnings are coming. And again, this doesn't have to be the energy for the weekend. This could resonate for you in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months even. Right? The North Node moving into Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house of home and family and stability. Just because there's karmic activity in Capricorn with relationships, it doesn't mean that the family and stability side is going to be karmic, right? There's actually a strengthening of bonds because you're releasing the karma from the past and you're building new bonds with people. Or you're strengthening old bonds with people after releasing karma. That's why you have to do the inventory. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. There's that Queen of Swords again. So be very discerning right now. Queen of Swords, 9 of Swords, Queen of Cups, 9 of Cups. All right. I don't even know how that friggin' happened here. Queen of Swords, 9 of Swords. You could get all up in your logical side and try to figure it all out and make yourself super, super, super anxious, right? And it doesn't have to be a woman for the Queen of Swords. It can be a man also. Or you could be the Queen of Cups and get all of your wishes by manifesting things. I mean, crazy, right? Super, super crazy how that worked out. Fast moving energy. 8 of Wands. This is Mercury in Sagittarius, which is where we are right now. And even with Mercury retrograde, there's still going to be fast movement happening. This is a really good time to purge. This is a really good time to take inventory. This is a really good time for you to build up that strength, that knowledge, that knowing. Be in the sunlight. Be in the spotlight. Put yourself there on purpose. But don't do it in such a way where you're going to have to reap more karma, right? Because you don't want to have to come back here, you know, at the same time next year. You don't want to have to deal with all of the karmic activity that you started right now, right? So really, really great reading. I love this. The energy is shifting to brighter days, better days. December readings already, I know that they're going to be so much happier and so much lighter than the November reading. I mean, like, we really have been ramping up since September, since like Virgo season, after, because Virgo season, Leo season, Virgo season, really, really rough. We hit Libra season. It was, you know, things got a little bit better. Scorpio season, everybody lit fires and burned everything down that Libra put back together from Virgo season. And now we're in Sagittarius, right? And as we move into Capricorn season, things are just going to get a lot better, right? Because we're moving, like, this whole North Node shift is going to be huge for a lot of people. So take deep breaths. Again, I cannot stress enough meditation, grounding, really taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are making you a priority right now. I know you have a lot of people around you. I know you have a lot of things going on, especially if you are seen in the public eye. You know, everybody's probably coming at you from all ends, right? All sides. I know how that feels. But there are good ways to handle it, and there are not so good ways to handle it. So I wish everybody a really wonderful weekend and really get into this happy energy, this, you know, closing out cycles and taking inventory and being in really great relationships. The Lover's card on the World, it doesn't have to be about a relationship. This could be about making a choice. This could be about you becoming very balanced within yourself with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It does not have to focus on relationships. Whatever you're trying to manifest right now, you can manifest in a really, really big way. Or if you want to go the other route and just be negative, you can manifest that too. It's really up to you, right? I'm just telling you about what energy you guys have to work with. You get to decide how you're going to do it. And it's going to happen rapidly. Like, you have a thought process and it comes into fruition, right? All right, guys. I love you so, so much. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to start with December readings next week. Because like tomorrow and this weekend, I am getting my Master Reiki certification on Sunday. Yay! So exciting. So I won't be doing any readings on Sunday, but I will be catching up more on personal readings and stuff tomorrow and Saturday and this afternoon. So I love you guys so, so much. Have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget that the Soulmate readings are also available on Vimeo or on my website. Okay. Bye.